One down in the books. We live to fight another day, and that was a good one by the Yankees, right? And I like what I don't know if it was Boone that said it at the end of the game. They said somebody said it at the end of the game. Or they said that Boone said us, but he said for the Yankees to pack their bags to bring to the stadium tomorrow, because if the Dodgers are going home to LA, the Yankees are going with them. That means they're feeling good about winning tomorrow too. If they win tomorrow with Cole on the mound, then it's a different World Series. Now, that's when we would need the Yankees to become the best road team in baseball. And again, no team has ever come down from 3-0 in the World Series to win. So the Red Sox did it against the Yankees in the ALCS in 2004. They were down 3-0. They came back to win. That's when they won their first World Series. So it has been done, but not in the World Series. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Andrew Denning, thank you for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate you. Damn right. Yeah, look like we're having fun. And, they look like the bats are waking up. The guys that we need to be productive, right? Anthony Volpe, Austin Wells, Jazz Chisholm was stealing bases. Like, guys who are actually doing things. Alex Verdugo, right? And Judge starting to look. Judge looks close to breaking out. Like, I'm hoping tomorrow he goes deep during Cole's game. And I hope Cole shoves tomorrow. If he does shove tomorrow, I fully expect him to be available in Game 7 out of the bullpen. So, but shout out to everybody in here. Yankees win. Series not over yet. Okay. I get a lot of heat from that. People kept saying the Yankees were going to get swept. And let's see if those haters that were here last night said the Yankees were going to get swept. Let's see if they're in here tonight. Right? So, Bonilla, no, it's not over yet. Okay. You can go troll elsewhere if that's your plan. But Jack, what's happening, Jack? Dedios is good. Yeah, we got to keep this momentum up. One game at a time. Just one game at a time. Tomorrow, focus on the win. And that's it. Hopefully Cole gives us some length. And I'm glad that they didn't bring Weaver out to the ninth. That way he was available tomorrow. So, and they got to do it. All hands have to be on deck now. They have to win the next 4 games. That's just the only way to do it. You have to go 4-0 now against the Dodgers, which is a very, very tall task. So, but if they did that, they'll make history. So, that might be the greatest World Series comeback in history of baseball. But we'll take one win at a time. One win at a time. So, Clemenza, yeah, first time for everything. Exactly. There is a first time for everything. 100% right. 100% right. Yeah, Ollie, that's right. That's right. It's not over yet. Your grandma lives one nice. She's in a good spot. Comes in the house. Peanuts here. Jonah. Yeah. Tomorrow night I might open it up, Jonah. Yeah, I might open it up tomorrow night for an open panel. So, Forever Ghost, what's good? What is good? If you're new here, welcome. Welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel where you don't miss stuff, because we're gonna be doing stuff all year, all off season. We're gonna cover football too. So, and we have a lot of stuff. I'm not outside, Chris. Now I'm in this is my sunroom that we're building, but we're having actually I don't even need my hat anymore. I didn't realize that. We had our doors painted, but the door knobs were put back in, so there's no more cold air circulating in here. So thank you for asking me. I didn't even realize that. So yeah, but we're in a sunroom. It's a room that we're building, and then we have a mud room back there. It's one of the 10 rooms we're adding to the house. So, but this is the type of win the Yankees needed. This is a feel-good win, and it at least gives them some momentum heading into tomorrow. It gives Cole a little confidence heading into tomorrow. Then we got Flaherty tomorrow. We got to look. The Mets lit up Flaherty. We can do the same. We got to jump over him tomorrow. That's it. We have to jump on him. So, yeah, Volpe's the 4th youngest in baseball history to hit a grand slam in the World Series. So, yeah, Chris, 10 rooms. Yes, sir. I'm in the back end of the sunroom here. This is going to be a room to just hang out. Goes into my kitchen. And then behind that's going to be the mud room where people can come in, take their shoes off, hang their coats and all that stuff and whatnot. So, But Cole, yeah, we need yeah, exactly. Where's Willard? Ed, yeah, it's a lot of construction. It's a huge. It's gonna take a while because it's expensive too. So, but it is all good. Exactly, Cam. Where's Willard is? Yeah, yeah, I know the guy. Did, yeah, he did interfere. He tried to take Mookie's glove out of his hand. So I did see that. No, I'm not. You know, I'm not upset that they called the guy out because he was out. So now we didn't win Game 7 yet. Let's just take one win at a time. Let's take one win at a time. Showtime. Let's show it the derogatory words. This isn't this isn't the other channel that talks like that all the time. I don't know if he got a scouter. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Did he get tossed? I'm not sure. Yeah, that was hustle. Good hustle by Volpe too. Stephen B. Yeah, he got removed. Okay, he did. All right. Yeah, I mean, he was trying to like rip Mookie's glove out of his hand. So I get all right. I can see that. Why he would get removed then. Okay. But either way, we won. So, which is fantastic. I don't know where they showed it today, Palvis. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Yeah, he did lose a lot of money. Yeah. CeeLo? I'll take it. Yeah, man. We have another day in the season, so the season's not over yet. Yankees live to fight another day, which I'm fantastic. If we win tomorrow, who pitches Game 6? Carlos Rodon. Tim King. Carlos Rodon probably versus Yamamoto. That'll be a tough one, but they can get beat. He is beatable. They can beat him. Yeah, they did show the interference. They did do that. Let's see. Let's see. Just checking something here to see if I sent. Where is the thing at? Where? I don't understand. Where's the link at? I sent you guys the link. Hang on. I sent you guys the link. I don't know why. It's Cole versus Flaherty tomorrow. Yes. Bringing in Warren in Game 1, which is why. Oh, Weaver. Yeah. 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 Yes, he did. He did say that. But I'm still not of the whole talking point that the series they lost the series because he brought in Cortez and not Hill. Such a hollow talking point. I doubt they let Cole go if he opts out. Who's saying that, Chris? Is that some kind of Mets or WFAN type of chat or something? Or they're not going to let him walk? No way. They're gonna avoid the opt out by giving him that extra year. Why would they let him do that? But who's saying that, Chris? Where are you hearing that? Yeah. So is Game 2 and Game 3 and Game 4, Bonilla. Well, people are using that as their excuse to scapegoat Aaron Boone because they lost Game 1. There's no guarantee Tim Hill was going to get all those guys out. So it's a wasted talking point. Yeah, it'd be nice to get 7 from Cole tomorrow. It'd be really nice. I got my man Hector from Moon and Brew Latino Sports in the house. What's good, my brother?
Jason, how you doing, brother? How you doing, bro?
Feeling better about today than I did yesterday. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, same. But this is why it hurts because losing game one, um, this series should be 2-2. I know it's hyperbole and whatever you want to say, but we should be 2-2. But it is what it is. Keep hope alive and got to take it one game at a time.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, honestly, they need with the game one loss, they had a chance to win game two, but they didn't hit, man. They picked the worst time for the bats to get cold. At least they woke up today, so they need to stay woke. That's why I'm hoping. Like I feel Judge is close. Like he might go deep tomorrow in Cole's game.
Oh man.
I felt like all the offense came today in one game. The last three games they just were trying to wake up, but today they came out of hibernation.
Yeah, yeah. I'm opening it up tomorrow, Consiglietti. I'm opening it up tomorrow for the panel tomorrow night. That way we can hopefully celebrate a Cole win. And I don't know if it was Boone that said they announced it later in the game. I don't know if you heard, but I think it was Boone that said, "Pack your bags, guys, tomorrow because when the Dodgers go back home in LA, we're going with them."
Yes, I heard that.
I like that.
I hope, man.
Yeah,
I hope,
I think
man.
that inspired more confidence in his team, and unlike the first game, after the game, Boone was all fired and frustrated in the press conference. Now he seems more relaxed and calm, confident.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, I hate saying this, but like we've had not some great umpiring this series either.
No, the umpiring has been horrendous.
Some questionable strike calls yesterday. Like
Yes,
I don't know. Did you notice that too, Hector?
I
Yeah, it was horrible, but it was on both sides, right? It's just the Dodgers took advantage of their opportunities, especially when it comes to Freddie Freeman punching us in the mouth in the first inning yesterday and today. That man's on a roll, bro. Like, but again, there was a little bit of a difference, but it's still bad umpiring. Game one and game three was the worst that I've seen.
Yeah, yesterday's strike calling was brutal yesterday.
I've been thinking about ways to pitch Freeman, and I think that you cannot give him anything inside.
He's an inside fastball hitter, killer.
Yeah. For Freeman, you have to keep the ball on the outside of the plate and hope he doesn't hit a home run.
Yeah.
That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're righty and you have a splitter, I would use him a splitter quite a bit. So
Yeah,
the
but
splitter tails away from lefties.
and
So.
anything, at least from my observation, for Freeman, you cannot pitch him anything on the inside because that's exactly what Weaver did in the game where he hit the home run, the
Yeah,
grand slam. He pitched him inside, and you cannot pitch him inside.
yep. Now, what do you guys think tomorrow? Do you think Cole's going to come out and shove?
I think Cole will probably try to pitch the game of his life
Yeah,
because he knows he did. You know the type of guy Cole is. He does not want to come home without a ring on his finger.
yeah,
He had the same mentality as I would think Derek Jeter, Cole. Do you see Cole and Jeter have a very same mindset?
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree, and I would, yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't hesitate walking Freeman either.
no. And also Cole has already tasted the World Series in 2017, so he wants the ring.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, but Jason, what was the report from passing that I forgot who put it out, Ken Rosenthal, that Garrett Cole's not 100%. He's pitching hurt so far.
is he really? I
That,
just saw something. Let me see if I can pull it up. I just saw. We have. This is Garrett Cole today. Garrett Cole. We have to win 4. Well, guess what? We have to win 4 going into game 1. In that respect, things haven't changed very much. One game at a time, one pitch at a time. Now let me check
And
out.
Passan just said the White Sox plan to hire They just hired a new manager.
Yeah, good for them. Let me see if I can pull passing up here. Let's see if we could get some insight on Cole not being 100%. Where is he hurting?
Grace was telling me about it. That's something that Passon had put out there.
Let's see here.
Shout out to my guy Ghost in the chat also, and everybody who's in the building. Smack that like button. Shout out to the 161 Mafia, 1601 River Mafia's in the building.
Yeah, baby. Yeah. Will Venable is going to be the new manager for Will.
Yes.
Looking for stuff on Garrett Cole here.
I haven't found anything on Cole. I've looked at what I'm looking in Passon's comments.
Look up Rosenthal too.
Maybe it's Rosen. Maybe
Yeah,
Rosen.
Randall just put it in the chat. It was a stiff back. Thank you, Randall.
Stiff back. Okay.
But again, maybe because he was sleeping on the road, the difference in time. He ain't have his therapeutic mattress,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look, he also didn't have he didn't have today's offense going for him. If he had half of today's offense, he would have won that game.
Yeah. I do feel he's going to get some offense tomorrow.
Yes. I think the bats have now figured out some of the Dodgers pitching.
Let's just take it one game at a time. Like Kevin Millar said, if you watch that documentary on the 04 Red Sox, just don't let us win tomorrow, because if you let us win tomorrow, you may let us win the next day and the next day and the next day, so just take it one game at a time. We won today. Yes, we should be 2-2. It is what it is. It's hindsight. It's 50-50. But let's take it one game at a time. Let's go into tomorrow. Hopefully those bats wake up, and let's get back to LA. Let's force a game 7, because you never know what happens.
Yeah, Yankees should have won game 4 and game 6 in 04, but they didn't.
Yeah, well, this
Jason, did you see the Dodger fans that were like calling up different New York City bars just to like troll just because the Yankees lost? Like someone called up this bar down in the city, the Tubby Tavern, and it was like, yeah, Tubby Tavern. He's like, oh, you guys haven't lost and found? He was like, yeah, I'm looking for the Yankees offense. How you doing? And just hung up the phone.
It almost reminded me of a Bart Simpson that I saw. He always calls Moles and for a joke, for a prank.
Man, it would be the ultimate. Yeah, I'm not saying. Well, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here. Let's just win tomorrow first.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Let's not touch the money. Let's just take it one game at a time, and let's just bounce back tomorrow.
And Boone said the same thing. Just get the first win out of there and to focus on the next win. And then after that, the next one, and so on. One win at a time.
Yeah, one win at a time. And, maybe we'll all meet each other on Fifth Avenue.
Hey, that sounds like a plan, Jonathan. Not going to even lie.
Yeah, I mean, I like the fact, that Volpe needed to come around. I like the fact that Austin Wells came around a little bit today. Yeah. Jazz was stealing bases. Verdugo was, coming through. So guys that we needed to come through came through. Now,
before the 8th inning, all of our offense was from the bottom 3 hitters.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, Soto got that double in the 8th there, which is good. Yeah. But Stanton was 0 for 4 today. Yeah. So we need him to hit tomorrow. I mean, if the top 3 hit tomorrow, or top 4, then we'll be all right. We get some offense, those guys. Yeah. I mean.
I'm hoping for another game like this. The Yankees have now tasted a win in the World Series, and they're just want more of it. It's like an addiction.
Yeah, I mean, people were trashing this lineup earlier today too, but they scored 11 runs, man. So
yeah, well, they can do it today. They can do it tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and then they can go down Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, I mean, and again, the Mets What's the Mets? Yeah, the Mets took it to Flaherty. They also took it to Yamamoto. So if they can do it, we can too.
Yeah, so maybe it's smart of them to tomorrow watch a little bit of the tape from the Mets and Mets.
Yeah. Yep.
Watch those tapes. Look at how Yamamoto and Flaherty pitch, and maybe they can learn something that they didn't learn in the first game.
Yep. This is true too, Concierge. Rodon does pitch better on the road. So, but Bob, we need Cole to come out there tomorrow and establish if he does well tomorrow, then I fully expect him to be ready and available in the bullpen for Game 7, if they get to the Game 7. But
Well, look, he's gonna go like a Randy Johnson.
yeah.
Listen, all hands are on deck if we get there. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yep.
But if we do,
I
all
know,
hands are on deck.
I
Mariano Rivera is
still
coming out of
remember
retirement if we get there.
2001. 2001, Schilling came in, Johnson came in, and we got to the bullpen in the ninth only to blow it. So
NFE's in the building. What's good, brother?
NFE, my guy, what's good, baby?
What up, man? What's going on? Hector, Jonathan, Jason.
It's always nice when the Yankees win, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's always nice, man.
Feels
It's
hell.
been a while. It's been a while since the Yankees won.
Yeah.
Feels that way.
Yeah, but I'm glad. People were saying earlier we were going to get swept. A lot of people were saying we're going to get swept. No, but we got the first.
A lot of haters out there.
Yep.
All I was saying was, the team is down 3-0. The odds are not in their favor. I didn't necessarily say they were going to lose, but the odds are not in their favor. So take that however you want.
Well, we got Cole on the mound tomorrow. So if anybody can put us back into a Game 6, it's Garrett Cole. So,
no doubt.
Our guy tomorrow. So I hope they ride. They ride with our ace tomorrow.
And also, they saved Weaver and Holmes.
Well, I like that they took Weaver out after the 8th. And
Yeah,
the 9th.
That's what I wanted to bring up.
He can pitch tomorrow. Meza hadn't pitched yet, so I'm glad they put him in. So I think the only guy that hasn't pitched yet is Marcus Stroman. So,
And I wouldn't be surprised if the first sign of trouble Stroman comes in tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope Cole doesn't really get much trouble, man. I hope he
No. I'm hoping he can pitch the same as he did in Game 1.
Yeah, yeah. I hope he brings it tomorrow. He's got all offseason the rest. So all offseason.
Yeah.
So Ken, what do you know, my man? Ken. Well, the team needs to stay off Flaherty. Yeah, well, this is true. I said this the other day, too. With Flaherty and Yamamoto, they were swinging wildly at their breaking pitches, which wound up not being strikes.
Yeah.
This team led in home runs and walks, and all of a sudden they forgot how to walk these first couple games in the World Series. So I hope that they take that approach against Flaherty, and if we get to this game, Yamamoto.
I think I texted you in the first 2 games. This team forgot how to take the pitches and work. They need to work the pitchers. They need to become the Yankees that made the other team to get in the bullpen in the 4th inning.
Yep. Go ahead, Hector.
I was gonna say, and again, I don't want to sound like that Yankee fan that's just disgruntled. But when you look at the first 2 games against Flaherty and against Yamamoto, it was also after being off for a few days in a row, right?
6.
So, that may have done something to the hitters. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just trying to pull something out my ass, some type of excuse. But, maybe now that Yamamoto and Flaherty is going to go on regular rest, maybe our bats can wake up and try to steal something. I don't know. NFE, what's your thoughts, bro? First of all, I that haircut's adorable, NFE. Shout out to you. You look handsome as fuck.
That's it, man.
Something tells me Hector might be a little high.
No. I'm just outside. It's just I don't have that much good service out here. So I have my camera off so it doesn't mess with the feed. And
I appreciate the kind words. I'm trying to look as good as you there, Hector. So
on my worst day, on my best day, I can't look like you, bro. Trust me.
But no, you know what? My thoughts on the from what Hector was saying with I don't know if having that many days off affected the Yankees at all, but I don't think so, man. I think it's just the Yankees bats just weren't showing up. The offense was not showing up. Tonight, different story. They executed on every opportunity that they had. I mean, this has been their best game so far. When it comes to the bats, the pitching has been fine. I mean, Hill wasn't too bad. Hill did what he was able to do. He wasn't too bad in tonight's game, but the bullpen once again held it down. The highlight of this World Series has been the bullpen.
Yeah, and look, the bats picked the worst time to get cold, right? The first 3 games of the series.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It happens. It is what it is. Then in playoff baseball has a lot to do with momentum. This is why teams get hot, teams get cold. They ride the momentum. Sometimes they're colliding in the opposite directions. That's the way it was for the first 3 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe your Yankees reverse that trend now. Hopefully. So
they also have to keep Freeman in check.
yeah.
That will be very important.
Freeman's a solid hitter, though, man. I mean, you could throw whatever pitch you want. He turns whatever pitch you throw at him. He turns it into something good.
Well, who's after Freeman? Who bats after?
After Freeman, it's
Muncy.
I think it's
Teoscar?
It's Teoscar and then Muncy.
Yeah, Teoscar then Muncy. Right.
Pitch to Teoscar than Freeman.
Yeah. Well, if it's a big time. If it's a big time spot in the game and there's first base open, I would be very cautious.
Well, this is the thing. I would if the only sorry, NFL.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Situation, I would walk. Freeman as if no one was on base.
No.
I want him to be the only guy on base.
Yeah.
And then pitch to Teoscar and the rest of these guys. That's why I would do it. But
I was gonna say, God forbid, if Cole walks Freeman, they're gonna call him weak and a coward like they did, when he pitched against the Red Sox and when they walked, what's his face, Devers. Yeah. I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, you have all these internet tough guys, right? They call him a pussy and a coward. Do it like they love to do it from behind the screen, but never to the guy's face. So,
yeah.
Most of those guys don't play professional baseball.
Well, but if you think you're an alpha male calling a guy from pussy from behind the screen, you got another thing coming to you, homie. So
also too, right? Those Yankee, and I don't know where y'all stand on it, so I don't want to speak for y'all, whatever. But I feel it's very distasteful when other Yankee fans are cheering when Ohtani gets hurt. I think that is you're at the bottom of the barrel if you're that type of fan that's rooting when the other player gets hurt on the opposing team. We don't do that, right? We don't root for people to get injured. We don't talk about people's family like that. That's uncalled for.
Yeah,
that is.
I would rather
unsportsmanlike.
I would rather beat the Dodgers with their best. With there.
Yeah.
But we talked.
I'm not gonna be stupid. Obviously, if somebody gets hurt on the Dodgers, specifically Ohtani, it does get us a better chance, to win. But I'm not gonna be rooting for that. I'm not gonna cheer if he gets injured. I think that's cowardice, man.
We talked about this last night because some guy asked me, "Well, man, we need to have a voice," and because people have been trashing Judge on Twitter, right? And he's been blocking people. And I asked people why do you need to be a dick to get your point across? You can be constructively criticizing, right? But instead of being a prick, right? And then I gave an example, why Cliff Lee didn't sign here? Because fans attacked his wife. That's why he didn't sign here. He signed with the Phillies instead, right? It's not necessary to be an asshole to point out. He's already getting it from 10,000 people probably. So managing his Twitter or someone else, who cares? He's not going to want to. Nobody's going to. And you calling him a pussy and all this. I mean, come on, guys. What are you going to accomplish by doing that? And none of you will tell him that to his face. Not a single one of you. We had a guy yesterday say, I'll come up and I'll tell him to his face. And, okay.
Yeah, there was a guy in the chat that I think you had to kick out. That was causing a lot of trouble.
He was being a prick to people in here, too.
That's like the fans that how do you spend $3,000 and you try to take the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove?
Yeah.
They got banned for life, bro. Like, how do you spend all that money and then do that? Like, and it's the first inning too. Like, I would get it if it's like the sixth inning, you got an excuse. Maybe you've been drinking a few beers, but you're that wasted in the first inning.
Yeah, I know.
I mean that is I can't even I can't even imagine what happened if that was if I got another World Series tickets and a ball came by me. I would.
So, real quick, it's not Yankees related, but it is baseball news related. The White Sox just hired Rangers coach Will Venable, I think is how you pronounce his last name.
I mentioned
Venable.
that earlier.
Okay, Venable, yeah.
Good for them. I mean, they got this thing addressed now early, so then they can focus on the offseason and not have to let this become a circus. So, yeah, I mean, this is the other thing too. Yeah, I mean, there are fans threatening Rodon's wife too. Like,
that was pathetic.
Come on,
yeah,
these guys' wives.
Yeah.
Come on, like that's that's the biggest pussy, gesture to me. So, like, it threaten these guys' wives.
Well, no fan should threaten anybody, especially the players or the families. The family should be off limits.
Yeah,
regardless of what happens if when is Rodon starting next? If they go that game 6. So what happens Friday? What happens if they go into game 6? Rodon goes 7 1/3, 1 run, 7 strikeouts, and he pitches the game of his life, and the Yankees end up winning 3-1. What will they say?
Well, you'll have the people they won't be in here, because they only come in here when they lose. They troll when they lose, but then they disappear when they win. It's kind of crazy, right, Hector? How that happens. So,
Word.
It's kind of sick, man.
Yeah.
Isn't New York supposed to be filled with tough people?
Well, they
supposedly
pretend to be.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. What I do is focus on tomorrow, man. Garrett Cole's on the mound, game 5. So let's get that win.
Yeah.
Let's get some bats. Get the bats.
It only needs 3 more wins, and we can walk down. We can watch on Fifth Avenue. Go to Fifth Avenue.
Yes, you did. Hayden was at the game tonight, so I'm jealous. Nice. I'm happy for you. You had such a great game.
Shout out to you, Hayden.
Yeah, dude. Where were you sitting, man? I was looking at tickets, and they were really expensive, man.
Yeah, tickets are ridiculous.
Yeah.
How much was it? How much was the ticket? Because the cheapest one I found online was over $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's like, that's you're up at Knicks level, man. Like courtside Knicks seats are expensive. Yeah.
I remember going to a World Series in '98 and '99. The tickets were $150.
Yeah. When I went to Game 6 of the World Series, I bought 3 tickets. It cost me $1,500.
$500. What year was that?
2009, Game 6.
2009. Yeah. I went to games 1 and 2 in '98.
Yeah. I took my wife and my mom, and we sat in the bleachers in Game 6 when they won, and that it was $500 a seat in the bleachers. That's the first time I ever sat in the bleachers too. No, that was crazy. The bleachers, it was a shit show.
I've never been to the bleachers, but
shaking off and stretching. Oh yeah, dang yeah. I mean, Ohtani. Yeah, I mean, he's not 100%, but he isn't 100%, but I'm glad, he's not. Alex Verdugo's got more home runs in the World Series than Ohtani does.
Well, and Ohtani was struggling a bit tonight. You saw? Did you see his last at bat where he just swung out at a ball in the right-handed batter's box?
The
Well,
lighter.
well, the same injury that happened with Otani is the same one that happened with Julius Randle, with the Knicks when
That's right.
when he hurt his shoulder. The
Mhm.
only difference is that when Julius Randle was rehabbing, trying to come back, he just injured it furthermore, and he had to go get surgery. Right, so Otani is not even taking any time off, and he's back out there. So yeah, he's not 100%. You can see it in his swing, but again. I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut. I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want to touch the money. I just want to take it one pitch at a time, one inning at a time, one day at a time. Point blank. Period.
And when Randall, he had a full separation, right, of his shoulder.
Nah, it was a part. It was the same. It was like the same thing. A partial.
Oh, subluxation, early apart.
Yeah.
Well, and this is
But
also contact sports. He's banging up against some big dudes all the time, and Otani's not. So that's I could see how he could injure it more easily. So he's a big dude. What is he? 6'10", 270 pounds.
ooh, Randall. Yeah, Randall's like 6. He's like 6'9", but yeah, 6'10".
He's about 270, right? He's got some size to him.
Probably not that heavy, but well, look, I'm happy for Randall. We traded him, and you know,
We lost to the Cavs though today. So.
yeah. I didn't watch the basketball game, but I knew they were close. It was a close game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm like the baseball. I see like a lot of like Verdugo's another hit. Like a lot of these guys are close. I could see like Verdugo's close to breaking out. It looks like Jazz is relatively close. We need hopefully Stanton comes back. It looks like Soto's close to going power again. It looks like Judge is close to going power again. So there's a good chance we might get another eruption tomorrow night from the offense, and I'm hoping so.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that. I think the Yankees. Going down 3-0 probably woke up. It feels like it woke up a sleeping giant.
Yeah,
And
I
when you
hope
wake
so.
up the sleeping giant, it starts to win games.
Yeah.
So,
Ken has a good point here. Yankees have had 5 4-game winning streaks this season. Dodgers have had 3 of them. This team is that's a good point, Ken. That's a good point. We need that 6th. We need that 6th. Yeah. But tomorrow's the focus right now.
yeah.
Hayden was sitting near the foul pole in left field. That's pretty. You were right near Volpe's home run.
Those are pretty good seats.
Yeah.
Also, right? Not to be like superstitious or anything like that, but who's the manager of the Dodgers?
Dave Roberts.
Hey, Robin.
What team was he on in 2004?
Red Sox.
Boston.
Red Sox. He stole. He had the stolen base that started the downfall.
I'm just saying, somewhere my Puerto Rican grandmother is doing some magic. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess the good thing is the Roberts is not going to be on the bases.
Yankees need all these guys. They need to bring the chancletas, man. The Yankees, they got to bring them and get busy tomorrow in the next couple of days. Yeah. Grand Slam. Yeah, I mean, I hope so, Wink. It'd be nice to, if it becomes like the Yankees needed something like this. Like we said it yesterday too. Yankees needed to show some kind of sign of life, right? In a pretty solid way. That's what they did today. And other guys were feeding off it. More hits and more, hustle. Like Volpe had that hustle double along with his home run and stolen bases. So
yeah,
he was doing some of that. He had a good defensive play at shortstop. So
even Judge has stolen base.
Yeah. And also, if we're gonna go down swinging, go down fighting. Just don't give up. Just.
Yeah, you gotta leave it all out there. I mean, no regrets, man. Yeah, you gotta, like if the motivation is to incentivize Soto as much as you possibly can, you definitely want to know that you want him to feel like he wants to come back here and go back to war with you. So, and that's what we're gonna need. We're gonna need him. So, yeah, I feel that way, Silo. It's Chancletas Day tomorrow. Gotta bring the chanclas. You gotta have them ready. That's right, CeeLo. Yeah. No, exactly, man. People thought I was crazy when I said it wasn't over. Well, they called me delusional today and all this type of stuff here or on TikTok. And all right, whatever. It's a World Series, man. People feed off momentum. Teams feed off momentum. In either direction, right?
I don't think the umpire, the manager, can run the bases.
No, not anymore. But it's these are in baseball history. Roberts is 4th and Boone is 10th, all time in manager winning percentage in Major League Baseball history. 4 and 10, all time. It's kind of crazy, but it's true. Yeah, it's just Dave Roberts win. Yeah, I mean, people look. They can say whatever they want. Dave Roberts throwaway game, like he knew. That's why he didn't use some of his top relievers because he knew, like he would need them for tomorrow night if the Yankees won this game. So, and then I would expect us to have them all hands on deck tomorrow, but we got to put them in a position to not be able to use them. We got to get ahead of these guys. So, and we got to freaking, I think we got to win by 4 or 5 more runs tomorrow too. And really, there's no lead that's safe. Once Volpe hit that grand slam, they put 2 runs the next inning. It made it from 5-2 to 5-4. And that's when I was like, oh shit, this is happening again. This can't thankfully the Yankees started attacking on more runs. No. But it's good to see them show fight. This is kind of one of these games that I think helps form the new Yankee identity. Team identity. I don't know if you guys agree, but this is you can see how these guys have each other's back and like playing with each other. What do you guys think about that?
Go ahead, NFE.
I was going to give the floor to Jonathan.
Okay. Yeah, the Yankees, I think they enjoy each other. I mean, I expect a couple different moves after the season is over, but I'm very happy for Rizzo to be productive also. I'm not sure what...
He acknowledged today that it might be his last,
Yes. I wouldn't... if he retired, I would consider bringing him back as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he wants to retire.
I could see him going to the Cubs or the Astros or something like that, or something like that to play first base. The Astros first baseman.
Yeah, the team chemistry is real on this team. I mean, you haven't seen this kind of team chemistry in quite some time, and I think Juan Soto's been that factor, though. He brought a different kind of life to the team. He brought a different type of energy. You could even say the same thing about Alex Verdugo too. Just him, Judge, and Soto. Those 3 guys. There's a good chemistry there, and you add Gleyber Torres to that mix. All those guys, man. Those 4 guys, man. They feed off of each other.
Yeah.
You could see it. They're always supporting each other. They're not going to badmouth each other. Just because they don't say anything to the cameras, don't think that they're not talking when those cameras are off. I mean, that's when the conversations really happen with the team, with the manager, with the players. They're not going to. You don't want to give the media any ammunition to run with. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Well, the other thing to think about is these games are also could possibly affect Soto's future with the Yankees, and I think from what I see, at least publicly, he's enjoying every minute of it. So, if they can win the next 3 games, maybe that helps him stay in New York.
Yeah, I mean, where would he go to have as much protection as he would have? The guys that he has.
He will not go to. There is no team that will give him as much protection as the Yankees. Then the next closest guy may be the Dodgers,
Yeah, and I can't see him going to the Dodgers at
and
all.
I don't think he wants to go to the Dodgers.
You got Dodgers are going to use this for leverage, just to run the price up on the Yankees or the Mets and blah blah.
Well, that's Boris' strategy. Boris
Yeah.
will do whatever he can to make
If
the
he,
most
if he
money.
goes to the Mets and then they lose Pete Alonso, the team isn't really better.
Also, too, Jason and NFE and Jonathan, of course. Want to ask you, Yankee fans that are saying that we should let Juan Soto walk and then like use the money to like reallocate with different positions. Like, what other amazing free agents are out there for third base, for first base, left field, and right field that you're willing to let Juan Soto walk and reallocate those money? What's your guys' thoughts on that?
There are no other players that can do what Juan Soto does
No.
with the Yankees. You cannot replace someone like Juan Soto.
Can't.
Even if that was a thought in the well, obviously that's a thought in some people's mind, but there is no one out there who will replace Juan Soto. He's 26 years old. He's in the prime of his life. You cannot. There's no one out there who can do what he does.
Yeah. True. Wink. Jazz has two more arbitration years here before he becomes a free agent, so he's good for the next 2 seasons. NFE, what's your take on Soto?
I mean, I think where fans are coming from, they're saying, instead of spending all that money on Soto, they can spread that money around by signing multiple players. But I just know that if the Yankees don't re-sign Juan Soto, the majority of the fan base, I would say 99% of the fan base is going to flip out. All I'm going to say is the Yankees didn't just trade for this guy just to trade for the guy. They've been after him since 2022. They've been trying to go after him since he was a national. So that's something to think about. They didn't just trade that package just to get 1 year of Soto. There was no doubt that he was going to test the market. That was inevitable. There was everybody. I know during the season, fans were like, "Oh, they need to lock this guy up." He was going to test the market. Let's not kid ourselves. And and rightfully so, because he's going to get a big payday. He knows he's going to get a big payday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the Yankees need to bring him back. I think the Yankees need to bring him back. What is it going to cost? I don't know. But with that being said, like I'll ask this question: What's too much, or would you? There's no limit to what you would pay him.
I don't think anything is too much. I think he'll get at least 600 though.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I gotta agree with Jonathan. I don't think that. Well, there shouldn't be a limit, right? When you look at both the baseball and the business side of things, from the baseball side of things, he makes your team 10 times better, right? Yeah. We missed the postseason last year. 1 year, Juan Soto were in the World Series, regardless what our record is against the Diamondback. I mean, against the Dodgers. On top of it, before the Yankees made that trade for Juan Soto, season ticket sales for the Yankees, more than 50% of season ticket holders did not renew their season tickets. I said this on the show this morning. So, and as soon as Juan Soto was traded for, the sales happened immediately. Literally, then within 24 hours, the season ticket holders renew their season tickets. So, from a business side of things, it makes sense business-wise.
Yeah.
And then here's one other thing I would like to add to it. Not only is it good business for tickets, it's good business because all the young kids who look up to Soto in the Dominican Republic, they will want to come to the Yankees. Just like all the kids who are 12, 13 years old, by the time they're 16, they will want to come with the Yankees and they will want to be playing with Juan Soto in 10 years.
Yeah.
My question to everybody is, if you let Juan Soto walk, can you 5 players that you would bring in that would equal his impact?
I went through the list this morning. You got Christian Walker, Joey Gallo, Pete Alonso, like the guy, like this David Peralta. There's no other. There's borderline all stars, let alone difference makers. There's just borderline all stars, above average major league ball players.
Joey Gallo, 1/3 of the Three Musketeers. Yeah, no thanks.
What are you gonna do?
Here's one other way to think about it. If we sign Juan Soto, and you have a full healthy season with Jason Dominguez and Juan Soto starting in spring training, how much benefit can Soto give to Dominguez?
Yeah.
Soto can help Dominguez with his swing, with playing the bases. He can probably relate to him very well. And you have Soto and Dominguez for the next 10 to 12 years.
I'm wondering if they're gonna have Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez compete for that spot in spring training.
I can see it.
I think Spencer Jones is he needs to prove that he can hit AAA pitching before he's even trying to make a big league roster spot.
Yeah.
Spencer Jones, he has a lot of work to improve on. I'm a big fan of his game. He was injured, for a big part of the season, so a lot of his development he missed out. And instead of improving on his game, he was just rehabbing injuries this season. So hopefully next year he comes back and he comes into spring training healthy. Maybe in the middle of the season, maybe in September, depending on how he goes at the AAA level, maybe he could be knocking on the door as a September call up.
Yeah, he generates that Ellie De La Cruz type of excitement. So, like a big dude.
Yeah,
Speed, he reminds me of De La Cruz.
At the end of spring training, Baseball Perspective put out their predictions for the season, and they predicted that Spencer Jones would be the #1 prospect by the end of the season. Obviously, that didn't happen because of injuries. So you got to see what happens next year. My fault, Jason.
No, I was just gonna say the same thing. Number one. They project him to be the #1 prospect in all baseball. So, and I could still see that. I mean, his ceiling is crazy high. You could see his potential. But I agree with you. I think he needs a little bit of time in AAA.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jones goes to the Arizona League.
Yeah, well, what's his name is there right now? Caleb Durbin.
Yeah, Durbin is another guy who I think could.
I think he'll get a good chance to be the next second baseman next year.
Yeah, I think he could replace Torres if he walks.
He had a grand slam.
Ken, Jason, you see that comment that Ken pull that up. He names the players.
Willie Adames, Anthony Santander, Seiya Suzuki, Christian Walker. Yeah,
that's a World Series lineup right there.
Santander.
Where's Adames going to play?
Seiya Suzuki, isn't he with the Cubs?
Yeah.
Christian Walker. I mean, you might be able to get him for 3 years for first base.
But if Juan Soto's going to be making $50 million a season, how are you going to spread $50 million among these players?
Yeah.
Willie Adames is easily going to demand $20 million, maybe more than $20 million. Anthony Santander, definitely more than $20 million. Christian Walker and Seiya Suzuki, $15 million at most, $16 million. That's way more than what Juan Soto's going to get.
Yeah, you add those guys up, that's almost $100 million right there. Yeah, and we haven't even talked about adding relief pitching yet.
That's like 80. That's 70 to 80 million right there.
Yeah.
I think Hal Steinbrenner is going to do the same with Soto that he did to Judge.
What's that?
He's gonna sit down with him saying, "Give me a number, let me work something out," and he's gonna basically bypass. He might even bypass Boris.
Yeah, I mean, Boris is going to try to get teams to bid against each other. That's what Boris. Boris has 3 dozen. He's got 3 dozen free agents this offseason.
Yeah, Soto is his top free agent, but
he's got Corbin Burns, he's got Pete Alonso, he's got a lot of the heavy hitters. Blake Snell. potentially make some options. Cody Bellinger options, but he's got all the big ones,
Yeah. Well,
which is crazy. I think Christian Walker might be his too. I don't know if
I,
Adames.
I don't know. I don't know everybody who's connected with him, but
Now, don't get me wrong. I do like Willie Adames, right? But do we bring him, move Volpe over to second base? I don't see the Yankees doing that.
I don't either.
Do we move Adames to third base? Have him play third base? I don't know. I don't know. What's your thoughts, NFE?
And I was just laughing because he said something about Volpe being moved over to second base, and a certain someone that we all know has been suggesting that.
I have no idea what you're talking about, NFE. Please enlighten the group.
Break it down for us, NFE.
I think I have an idea.
Yeah, move him over to second, and then we can move Juan Soto to first base or Aaron Judge. So that's that's kind of what I was thinking, and then give $720 million for 16 years to Juan Soto. So no, but in all seriousness, though, all jokes aside, I like Willie Adames, but yeah, where do you play him? I mean, they're not going to move Volpe, right? I like a Willie Adames, don't get me wrong, but the Yankees have young guys in their minor league system right now, which I know they're prospects. I get it, but these guys are highly talked about. So, they're not gonna go after a guy like Adames. Christian Walker, yeah, maybe he could be a possibility because I don't see Rizzo coming back, right? But Soto is gonna be the prize though. So he's going to be the top priority in the offseason.
I wouldn't be surprised if when Soto resigns, a lot of there could be one or two positions on the roster that could be filled by rookies to lower payroll, basically.
Well, this is where I think Willie Adames doesn't happen because I think they'll keep Jazz Chisholm at third and play Caleb Durbin at second.
Yeah.
Right.
That's assuming they don't. Because I still think in the offseason, I'm not saying they're going to sign Glaber back, but you never know. Because it's Glaber has impressed in the second half of the season. He's looked good in the postseason. But they could. I mean, I think they give him a qualifying offer. They might even give him a 1-year deal.
I understand. I understand that point of view, but Soto is the priority, and I just don't see them dishing out so much money for Soto and then another $100 million to Glaber, which is something that he wants.
I was saying a 1-year deal, so that it's definitely
I know, but
some other team is going to give him a 4-5-year deal.
The only way Glaber is getting a 1-year deal is if he accepts a qualifying offer. That's it.
I agree.
Glaber, he's signing with the Mariners or with the Mets. He's going to be growing out his beard. He's going to be jumping on the OMG remix next year with Iglesias and them. It's, shout out to Glaber Torres. Get that qualifying offer, maybe a qualifying offer so we can get whatever compensation back. I don't know what it is with the new changes to the CBA, but
you get $1 million in international money, and you get 2 draft picks.
A second and a fifth, I think.
Second and a fifth, especially he's the number one free agent at the second base.
I think that's what the team loses, though. But the team that signs him either gets a pick between the first and second round or the second and third round.
Something like that.
It's very complicated.
And just keep in mind too, the Yankees are like $1 million over. They added $1 million in international money. They're going to have to give some of that back because they're over the Cohen threshold. So, as being a repeat offender, so they're going to lose some. So I think they're going to want to give this qualifying offer to recoup what they're going to have to give back because their payroll situation. So, which is why I can say, and I can't see Glaber Torres I think he's going to get a 4 or 5 year deal. I can't see him leaving $60-70 million on the table
No.
to sign
He'd
a
be
one.
crazy if he did.
Yeah,
Someone is going to offer him $100 million contract.
probably. I could see him at the Mets. I could see him in the White Sox, even the Mariners.
You know who I want to give an invite to spring training to, Jason?
Who's that?
Johan Moncado, coming back from injury.
Is he gonna
Moncada?
Moncada's gonna be a free agent?
Yeah, the White Sox, they have a team option for him, but it's like 18 or 20 million. I don't think they're gonna pick it up.
Oh, they'll buy it out probably. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with the rebuild they're going in right now.
So will you sign him to a minor league deal with
Bring him to. I mean, give him an invite to spring training. You know.
You signed him to a minor league deal. He's not on the 40 man.
Yeah.
So it's like that pitcher that they signed the other day, that relief pitcher who throws 99, 100. He's not on the 40 man either. They signed him to, and he's a hard throwing reliever. He's got 4 years of control left. He's got an invite to spring training too.
I think that guy that you're talking about too, Jason, if I'm not mistaken, I think he also throws a sinker.
He throws a sinker too. Yep.
There you go.
Yep. And then what's one of the biggest complaints, that the Yankees don't have hard throwing relievers, right? Well, this guy represents just that.
Yeah, so it's probably like you said, we were talking, he's probably a Matt Blake project.
Probably.
So
I mean, they also have next year. They will have Chase Hampton as an option when he gets.
Yeah, I think honestly, man, I think they got to figure out the infield situation.
Yes, the infield is the biggest problem there.
Because if you do have Caleb Durbin at second, I think Jazz is at third. If you move Jazz to second, there's nowhere for Caleb Durbin to play, really. So then you have to trade him for pitching, right? And
they got to figure out first base too. I mean, first base is going to be that's the big question mark for me is first base.
I'm not paying all this money for Goldschmidt. I'd rather go Christian Walker than Goldschmidt.
Isn't Murakami also going to be available?
Munetaka Murakami from Japan, he's available.
Or he could possibly be the first baseman.
You've been stop hanging out with our friend, bro. Come on.
Yeah. It's all about Murakami and Roki Sasaki. You think?
Yeah, I don't bring those guys up in the chat.
I don't think Sasaki's going to get posted this year. Doesn't make any sense to post them.
Sasaki will probably the team will probably wait until he's 26.
Would you guys consider, like, if you obviously, I know you guys don't, none of us are on the team, but would you guys want the Yankees to either sign or trade for a starting pitcher in the offseason?
I would look into it.
You'll look into it?
I would look into it.
We need a guy that can consistently throw innings. Right? A guy that can just give them length like Garrett Cole, because if you look what the Dodgers are doing, they're giving length with all their starters, right?
Right.
Making it easier for them to deploy all these power relievers.
Because I would entertain, because I would look into it. I would have. I mean, if I'm the Yankees, I would look into getting another starter. It wouldn't. I don't think it would hurt.
I mean, that's why I think I would give a guy like Chase Hampton a shot.
Yeah,
training.
To piggyback off what NFE said, and I'm glad that he brought it up. When you look at the starting pitching, we paying Carlos Rodon $26 million, but in the market that we're in right now, especially with the way Yamamoto got paid and how much more is going to cost for starting pitching, Carlos Rodon is getting paid like a number 3 pitcher in the market right now. So the Yankees need to go out there and get a true number 2 to pitch behind Garrett Cole. You can have Carlos Rodon as your number 3 starter, and then you have Luis Hill and fill it up with whatever young guy or Marcus Stroman as your 5th starter with Nestor Cortez, right? Again, I know $26 million a couple of seasons ago was a lot of money for a starting pitcher, but when Yamamoto got paid, the market for starting pitching, it went up immensely. You saw what pitchers were trying to get. So with what we signed Carlos Rodon to, it's kind of a bargain if you think of it, what the value is going to be for starting pitchers going forward.
Oh yeah.
Would you entertain Jack Flaherty potentially, because he's going to be a free agent?
Yes.
I don't think he's a true number. Like, I like Flaherty,
right.
if we didn't have Rodon and we had that number 2 pitcher that I'm talking about, yeah,
Yeah.
I would get Flaherty to pencil in as my number 3 starter. But we need that complimentary second ace behind Garrett Cole. I know that's like kind of greedy, and do you want to have quantity or quality? Like, what do you want to have? Do you want to have more starting pitching just to have as much starting pitching as you can, or do you want to have a 1-2 punch with Garrett Cole and whoever is that other
Yeah.
person?
I was talking more along the lines of quality. I don't want the Yankees to just get any name, but it was just,
But the,
I
the
was
one
thinking, definitely thinking quality, no doubt. And I think
I think it's
what
gonna
was
happen.
I like trading for Scooble. I think would be dope too, but
Yeah.
probably not going to happen.
the one benefit that Flaherty will give you over most other pitchers is he won't have a qualifying offer attached to him.
Just like Tanner Scott, he won't have one either.
Tanner Scott. So that's another guy.
True,
Tanner
true.
Scott.
That is a great point. Thank you for bringing that up, Jonathan.
Tanner Scott,
Don't be surprised if they go after Scott or Flaherty or anybody else without a qualifying offer.
or try to trade for a Crochet or a Scooble.
Yeah, so those type of trades will take a chunk out of the farm, and I don't think Scooble will be available in a trade because the Tigers got a taste of the playoffs and they want a return.
Yeah, I think Crochet probably wouldn't cost as much as Scooble, but I would look into Mania too. Sean Mania, to Ken's point. But I think I pass on Severino. Baldy,
Yeah, Severino's days are over as a Yankee. Sorry.
Sean Mania, I think he's going to get close to $20 million a year. So
Vivaldi.
if Mania gets a qualifying offer, I'm passing on him. And Flaherty, yeah, I mean, which Max Fried I thought about, but I think he's going to go out west. He's going to come on a qualifying offer anyway, so I think it's going to have to come be a trade. Maybe they'll acquire somebody we're not thinking of.
All right. So what's the mystery team out there we're going to trade with? Who's the starting pitcher?
Paul Skeens with the Pirates.
If we could get him for the cheap, I know he's coming back off of injury. But I'll call up the Marlins to try to see if we could get Sandy Alcantara.
I would too. Or what's his name? Luzardo.
Who?
You cut out.
Oh, Luzardo?
Nah, I'm staying away from Luzardo. They're gonna want top prospects, right? Sandy Alcantara, he's more close to like free agency. Coming off an injury, he'll be a lot cheaper to get than Luzardo.
I'm fine with Alcantara. I mean, you can just
that Marlins rotation, man. They got beat up, man. All those guys got hurt.
Yuri Perez, Tommy John.
Tommy John. I mean, all those guys got they got.
I'm not sure if I'm trading for someone with a big injury history.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I mean, if there was some way the Yankees could trade for Skeens, I would do it.
You're gonna have to give him Dominguez. Spencer Jones for Skeens.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give up a lot for Skeens.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
But I don't think
Skeens,
I don't think Pirates will give him up.
No,
not yet. I eventually they're probably gonna have to because I don't think they're gonna sign him.
There's already talk that Paul Skeens in his camp is frustrated with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the way they've handled the end of the season with IKF and who is it, Tellez, right?
Roddy Tellez, yeah, they dicked him over, man. That's so messed up. So messed up, man. What are they, four bats short of a bonus? That could have been significant for him.
Roddy Tellez, he was 4 at bats short of a bonus. IKF had to play one more game, and they sat IKF and they released Roddy Tellez.
Unbelievable, man. That's it. And Skeens took notice of that, and I can't blame him. You know, you don't want to
Yeah,
make
it's disgusting, right? These major league teams, they're making money hand over fist. There's no salary cap in Major League Baseball. The Yankees and the Dodgers and the Mets, they pay so much money when it comes into luxury tax. Those
yeah,
teams that are on the bottom, like the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Oakland Athletics, the Florida Marlins, they're being subsidized by other major league teams.
yeah.
That's
Well,
why the Yankees pretend like they don't have the money to spend in free agency when they do have the money, but they don't want to be paying for other teams' payroll.
that's why MLB needs a salary floor. They
Floor.
need a salary floor.
Yeah, a floor definitely. And if you don't hit the floor, then you have to give up a prospect or something like
Yeah,
that.
if you don't hit the floor, then they should be like draft compensation taken away. You know,
Yeah, no, they do that. You know, the same way how if a team goes over it,
yes,
they move back 10 spots in the draft.
10,
Do
10
the same
spots,
thing.
10
If you don't
spots in
go
draft.
over
Yeah,
it for a certain amount of years, you move back 5 spots for 1 year, 10 spots the next year, and as many years as you don't
yeah,
spend the money, you get penalized.
And
yeah.
you don't get the revenue
Or,
sharing that year either.
yeah, or you have to forfeit the revenue sharing if you don't use. One thing I would love a new CBA for teams that accept revenue sharing. They have to invest in the team to improve the. You cannot pocket the money. The owners have to spend the money.
Yeah.
That's something that should be required in the new CBA.
Yep.
And if you don't spend the money, you should return the money.
I'm taking it day by day, Quell, but I feel better if Cole shoves. I feel better if he shoves. We're gonna have to. That takes us back to LA, but then we're gonna have to become the best road team in baseball again.
Yeah, the somebody brought it up in the chat that owner from the Pittsburgh Pirates. There are a lot of cheap owners out there in sports. He's on the top of the list.
He's a
Him,
big too.
the owner of the White Sox, who is the same owner of the Chicago Bulls,
Jerry
Reinsdorf. Again, Jerry Reinsdorf, I think, is like the worst of it all because he didn't want to pay Jordan and Pippen, and he wanted to rebuild it and start over. You had a dynasty, one of the best dynasties in the NBA, and you ruined it because you was a greedy owner.
Yep. 6 out of 8 championships. And the only 2 years that you didn't win championships is when Jordan was retired because his dad was murdered. Right now, and God rest in peace of his dad. He retired for 2 years and he came back and went right back to winning three-peats again.
I thought he went also to the MLB.
Yeah, also he played baseball.
But his dad was murdered, unfortunately. And so he left, he stepped back from the game and then he just pursued baseball and being a competitor is. But then he decided to come back and then he went right into winning championships again.
CeeLo, I'll be at the winter meetings this year. I'm going down there for Latino sports, so I'll be at the winter meetings this year.
I'm trying to get myself a press pass for it too. I'm working on getting a press pass for the winter meetings as well. So it would be kind of cool. Where's the winter meetings this year? Heck.
In Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. All right.
I don't know anything about a press pass, but
I can smell the cow shit already.
I've been to Dallas one time in my life.
Dallas is pretty cool. Dallas is pretty cool. Yeah, I can't. I don't know if the Mariners are going to trade any of their pitchers.
No, I think the Mariners have a solid rotation, and they don't want to trade any of it, and they're not very expensive.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they're going to probably wind up. I mean, I will look out for the Cardinals for like a multiplayer trade. I could see them trading for somebody like Brendan Donovan and trying to get that reliever Ryan Helsley in a multiplayer trade to address a couple holes.
You know, I remember Logan Gilbert was predicted to go to the Yankees if the Mariners didn't grab him up first in a mock draft.
I remember that too.
I believe they chose Clark Schmidt instead.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, Robert.
More revenue from hot dogs than the amount of money. You a cheap bastard. If I go to the winter meetings, yeah, I mean, I would definitely want to meet all you, the 161 members that are in Texas. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
We'll have an OG sit down.
Oh,
But
definitely.
speaking of Seattle, if you ever get to Seattle, you should go to a game there. The stadium is very nice.
I've been to Safeco. It's cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I was last year.
Yeah. Warren, you
It's
talking about Weaver? CeeLo? Luke Weaver? Weaver's been great. He's been really good. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the A's owner, yeah.
He's brutal, too. So, you know. I would go try to trade for Mason Miller, too.
Mason Miller.
See what do you want for Miller?
oh God.
The only problem is
Oh
the Yankees
God.
have had such a hard. They've lost every recent trade with the A's.
Yeah.
I don't trust Oakland. I don't trust trading with Oakland, bro. I don't trust them.
No,
I hear that.
especially after Montas.
I would rather sign Tanner Scott, in all honesty.
Definitely Tanner Scott. Pair him up with Luke Weaver. That would be a solid bullpen.
Yep.
I think of course, adding another starting pitcher, but also adding quality arms to that bullpen. Tanner Scott will be a big upgrade and another bullpen arm. I'll go through the free agent list.
Yeah, I mean the list is. I mean, after Tanner Scott, I think it gets a little thin, right?
Well, the Yes just posted all the Yankees who have hit a grand slam in the World Series. You want to hear the list?
Volpe, Tino Martinez,
Joe
was that-
Pepitone,
I was at-
Bobby Richardson,
yeah.
Moose Gowen, Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Gil McDougall, and Tony Lazzari.
I was at the game when Tino hit it off Princeton.
Also, Anthony Volpe is the only player in MLB history to have 4 RBIs and 2 stolen bases in a World Series game. So shout out to Anthony Volpe making history.
Big shout out to him.
And
Yeah.
Austin Wells being the youngest catcher to hit a home run in Yankees history. Like all the great catchers that the Yankees have had, and he's the youngest at 25 years old. Shout out to Austin Wells. Put it on his big boy pants.
Do you think Wells could win the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, I do.
Nah, he had a very cold September. If he had a decent September, maybe, but he had a cold September.
I can't tell if it's going to be him or Kowser or Hill. So I would like it if a Yankee won Rookie of the Year, because if they do, we get an extra draft pick, right?
Yeah, because Kowser also had a cold end of the season.
He did, but Kowser's numbers overall were better than Austin Wells. That's why I'm saying if Austin Wells had a even if he hit just 280 for the month of September, definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think it'll be interesting. But I think we're gonna have the NBA. Obviously, Eddie and Judge, and I think Scooble's gonna win the Cy Young. Nationally, I think it's gonna be Chris Sale. Beyond that, I don't know. Manager of the Year, I think it's probably gonna be. Who are we talking about, NFA, for Manager of the Year? Detroit. No, Hinch, or there was another team.
I think it's probably going to be Hinge from Detroit.
Royals manager, maybe? Would you?
Royals. I think we're talking about the Royals. Yeah, Royals are a Hinch.
Yeah, Mendoza got that in the National League with the Mets. He's definitely the Manager of the Year in the NL.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's well deserved. It's well deserved. He turned that team around. He really got them on fire. So
The Guardians rookie manager.
Guardians rookie manager, yeah. And we got Tito's back in Cincinnati now, Tito Francona. So he'll be back in the National League this year. Well, it's gonna be
I was surprised seeing that. Listen, I've been saying this. I think Aaron Boone, whenever he leaves the Yankees, I think his next managerial spot will be with the Cincinnati Reds, just because his ties to Cincinnati, his family ties to the Reds. I just think that'll be his next stop.
Yeah, I can see that. He's got ties. He's got history. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that Boone can make all smart moves from now on, and maybe pull off a three winning streak, and come down Fifth Avenue.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Yeah, we'll see. Let's just win tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes,
Well,
sir. I'm about to dip off though. Jay, you have a good night. NFE, my brother. You have a good night too. Jonathan, my guy, you have a good night.
Good
Folks
night,
in the
man.
chat. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tune into Yanks Morning Brew in the morning. Jason, I'll send you the link if you're free, if you want to join me and Grace.
all right, brother. I'll talk to you, man.
I'll be at
Later.
work. I'll try to pop in.
Any final before we wrap it up?
Final thoughts?
Yeah, any final thoughts?
Look, I'm happy what I saw today. I think we need to continue it. We need to remember how today felt winning, and we need to bring this on the road. We need to remember that the Yankees were one of the best, probably the best road team, and they need to act like it.
Yeah.
So
The Yankees-
hopefully we can win. Maybe I should borrow a phrase from Marianne or Duncan. We play today, we win today.
That's it. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
should be the new slogan for the World Series.
Yeah. Bonilla, who are you going to replace him with if it's his last days? Who are you going to replace Boone with?
If Boone is gone, I maybe the one name I thought of was Shelley Duncan, but I don't know.
Topspin, anyone is not an answer. We need to. Yeah, I know. I don't think I could do it.
No, I don't. First of all, I don't think Hal Steinbrenner is not George Steinbrenner. He's not going to get rid of a manager who took your team to the World Series, regardless of the outcome.
Mattingly's employed by the Blue Jays, Topspin. He's over there.
I mean, the one guy who I thought could be a good manager is Jose Molina.
Why?
Just because he has catching experience, he was on the Yankees. He might, he knows the game.
Mm-hmm. He's not available, Topspin. He's the bench coach for the Blue Jays. Mattingly. He's the Toronto Blue Jays bench coach.
I mean, look, I'm just calling off. I'm just calling off people who I think could be available. There's even if there's. I don't know. I really don't know who could be the next manager if Boone leaves. But the most likely option might be Shelley Duncan because he's in the AAA system and they know him. They know him.
Possible. You get to interview coaches for promotions almost always. Yeah, I don't think Boone's leaving anyway. But coaches for promotions. Well, if you're under contract, how are they going to promote you if they already have a manager there?
I mean, there is a one guy I can think of who could possibly replace Boone, and that would be Tony Pena.
Chop no block. This CeeLo, man, you funny, man. Have you ever heard of a bench coach not allowed to be interviewed as a manager? Yeah.
No, I think if I don't know.
Interview to be managers, but that's who's going to interview to be manager? Like, if Mattingly's under contract, then they have to give him permission to interview. As far as you know, he hasn't asked for it.
Look,
as far as you know, Boone's not leaving.
If they need a bench coach, I don't think bringing Gardner as a bench coach is such a bad idea. I mean, you might have to have a few bats out of his hands to work on the dugout from him banging the dugout all the time. But
Mhm.
it's not a bad idea to bring Gardner in as the bench coach if they need a bench coach.
Yep. Well, this is true too. Any team can request, and that's the key. You can request to talk to the coach. You can't talk to the coach without permission from the team, otherwise it's tampering. So, but there's too much. There's way too much obsession with getting rid of Boone and replacing with a manager. And like, does that solve the offensive problems? No, it does not.
No.
So, you know, see, I don't understand why people spend so much time with replacing Boone.
I wouldn't. I think Boone will be re-signed to a 4-year contract.
Yeah, I think he'll get something. Yeah, a couple years, whatever. What's your take, NFA?
I mean, I think Boone will be back next season. As far as replacing him, I mean, I'm going to ask that same question. Who do you replace him with?
Yeah,
And like I said, there's only 2 guys that can come to my mind.
yeah.
I'm not gonna, I know I'm staying pretty quiet about this just because I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
It's just
We'll,
it's not. He's not.
We'll worry about it. We'll worry about it once the Yankees and Boone, if they decide to part ways or whatever the case is, then we could talk about it. But
Right.
as of right now, Boone is not going nowhere. And I know throughout this World Series, the finger pointing
Right.
has been to Boone. But
One thing to
sorry.
remember: a lot of these questions will be answered in 5 weeks when the winter meetings are over.
Yeah, he's an easy scapegoat. It's been that way now for a while. So
Yeah, and I agree with Ken's statement over there.
third base coach here.
Yeah, a third base coach. Yeah, that should be easy. That should be much easier to replace over a manager.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I mean, I'm with you, and I feel like I don't see the point in just continually talking about him because he's still here.
Yeah.
I know there's people in his channels that are obsessed with getting rid of him. But
Yeah, I know there's people out there that I'm sure they get upset with me when I don't bash Aaron Boone, even though I do. There's times where I do say I don't agree with all of his decisions, but just because I don't go on this bashing rampage, because there's really no reason for me to bash him. I mean, he got the team to the World Series.
yeah,
Uh,
exactly. I mean,
I think isn't the only player that got the only manager that got fired that went to the World Series was Bob Lemon and Billy Martin, maybe.
yeah.
And that's when George Steinbrenner was firing everybody. He had Yogi Berra didn't like it. He didn't talk for Yogi Berra for what, 20 years?
Something like that. Yeah. Yep. Not a bad read, but yeah, players make bad reads.
Rojas told him to stop, though. He put up the hands. He went like this to Volpe.
Yeah.
Unless if I'm blind, but I thought
Yeah.
that's what I saw on TV.
Sometimes players run right through stop signs. So it's just part of the game, and it's very hard to stop it when the game is going at a fast pace. You have to make split decisions really quickly. It's easy to say I'll fire him because of that when it's not as easy as you think. It really isn't. That's why I can't. I don't find these arguments credible. You think that people would say Cashman could just sign whoever he wants anytime he wants, trade for anybody he wants anytime he wants. He doesn't just call the gym and say, "I want your guys, send them over."
Not every player wants to play for the Yankees either. That's the other thing, and it's funny too because somebody earlier when I went live was saying, why is it that players leave the Yankees and they go play better elsewhere? It's simple. They can't handle New York. That's why.
Yeah.
New York pressure is real.
Playing in Kansas City is a much easier market than playing in New York.
Yep.
If you're playing in a market that doesn't give you any stress, that the fans are not on your ass every day, you can have a lot better season without that pressure.
Yep.
John Sterling can't be the manager.
Yeah. No, he can't. Subpar manager overall. I'm far convinced that Dave Roberts is a good manager as well. Managers in general aren't as good as in the past. And you're using what to base this? Are you using results? Because the results say otherwise. Just out of curiosity, Nathaniel.
Yeah, Randy Johnson also was not good in New York. He had one decent year and one terrible year, and
Yeah.
then they traded him.
You got fired from the Marlins. You got fired from the Phillies too, Girardi, and the Yankees. So
Well, not everybody is meant to manage a baseball team.
yeah, I
Not
mean,
everybody can manage a baseball team.
so well, I agree too. He'll attract other Latino free agents, and I didn't, and we've talked about this with Jonathan as well, and I feel like they're heavily invested in the international market too.
Yeah.
So he might have say there as well as to who they sign internationally.
Didn't you mention once connected to the top guy in the international market? For
Yeah,
the
they're connected to
years?
the top guy. I think this coming year and the year after, next 2 years.
Next 2 years.
Yeah,
So
top
if you get Soto, you're saying you can play with Soto in 4 years if you sign with us.
yeah,
That's very enticing.
yeah, yep. If the
If
Yankees,
the Yankees won in 2017, I don't think Girardi would have been fired.
I don't know. Yeah, we don't know.
Not many people fire a winning manager.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure. Have a great night, Council. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up in a second too. It's getting
Yeah.
late. But yeah, I mean, we got screwed by the Astros that year. So
Yeah. If the Yankees weren't screwed that year in 2017, maybe Girardi would have kept Girardi because
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Like in my opinion, I don't think the Astros were punished nearly enough.
No, I don't either. Well, not a single player was held accountable.
Exactly.
It-
Nobody was suspended,
Only
and
the only,
it's terrible because look what they did with the Black Sox scandal. Nobody had that type of punishment on the Astros. It should have been a similar situation.
yeah, yeah.
So if that's the case, they should. I saw a podcast a couple of weeks ago saying that P. Rose is not in the Hall of was kept out of the Hall of Fame not because of cheating. Not because of the cheating, it was because of something else. I heard that he was in a relationship with a teenage girl.
Yeah, like a 13-year-old or something like that. Yeah.
15. I think he was 15. And I think that's why he was kept out of the Hall of Fame because I believe there was a talk in 2012 about putting Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame, and then they found out he was in a relationship with an underage girl, and then they rejected that. That came out after he died, of course. I
Yeah.
only heard it on a podcast.
We heard he was a pretty awful person, but whatever. But as a player, there's no one denying he was one of the greatest hitters of all time.
Yeah, look.
No denying that.
The only hitter that I've seen, probably the best hitter that I've seen, is maybe Ichiro.
Ichiro, Bonds, Edgar Martinez.
Yeah,
That's
but
probably
Ichiro was probably the best all-around hitter. Bond was best power.
Power Bonds, and to me, like Vlad Guerrero Sr.
Yeah, Vlad Guerrero Sr. When he swung a bat, it was almost like swinging a golf club.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, Championship should have been stripped. I don't disagree with that at all.
Yeah. The 2017 should have been like the Black Sox scandal.
Yeah. Yeah, but whatever. That's the benefit of being union protected. The players got a slap on the wrist. AJ Hinch got fired. The GM got fired, suspended. So that's what happened. Players were let off scot-free. But whatever.
Buck Showalter would the next time you see Buck Showalter, it'll probably be in the booth and talking with people.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad he wasn't bad in the Yes Network.
No. What? CeeLo? They found 100 bottles of baby oil in Pete Rose's house? The hell? Is that true?
It's a joke to a certain artist, bro.
Oh, okay.
Brad Asmus, Brad Asmus was one guy on my list who I thought could replace Boone at some point. I think he would be a good choice.
Yeah, he might be. It might be worth considering, but I don't think Boone's leaving. So
No. I think when the time comes, I think Asmus could replace him.
Yep.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah.
Beltran is another story.
Yeah. Yeah, he was apparently one of the masterminds of this operation, right? This cheating operation. So, but he got fired day one of being hired as a Mets manager.
Yeah,
He
well,
wasn't even working for them for 24 hours. Oh well.
well, look, I guess the price. Do you want to win the right? If you win the right way, you're remembered forever. If you win the wrong way, not only does everybody dislike you, you lose potential opportunities such as managing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, speaking of Ichiro, I can see him being a first ballot Hall of Famer this year.
Yes, Ichiro.
CC,
When do they announce the next Hall of Fame ballot? In December?
I think
On the
so.
winter meetings?
I think so. Right around there. Yeah.
So, and Ichiro is first year for Ichiro, yeah.
First year for him and CC Sabathia.
So I think those two are shoo-in. They both will get more than 85% of the vote.
I think Ichiro is probably going to get in the 90s.
Yeah.
John Smoltz. Yeah, but Nazi, he regularly hates on the Yankees.
Smoltz is. I think he should tone down the Yankee criticism when he's on live baseball.
He knows his stuff. There's no need for whatever. It is what it is.
He still lost to the Yankees twice.
Yep. But we're wrapping this up, gentlemen.
Yes.
Everybody in the chat, thanks so much for coming on, giving us a review. Make sure that if you haven't subscribed to the Strike Zone, please do. Make sure to support my man NFE in the Strike Zone. Okay, great channel, really, really great channel, and we're gonna be serving you guys and gals all year long, all winter long. So we'll have content all around the year. So, and we're gonna be adding fun stuff to our channels as well. NFE and I were talking about it today. So this is the link right here. Be sure.
I was gonna mention I'm two subs away from 1100.
Oh, if we can get 2 subs, subscribe to his channel. We can give him those 2 subs, help him get over 1100. That would be greatly appreciated. Really would be.
That would be awesome. And
that's awesome, man.
How many subs do you have on? Oh, you took away the football channel. That's the same channel. So.
Yeah.
So you can live stream football now, can't you? Like this?
Well, I will be. Yeah, once the baseball season's over, I'll be live streaming probably every Sunday. But then I'll be doing some other baseball live streaming, and I'll have to do my MLB.
Because I'm much more knowledgeable with baseball than I am football.
It's gonna be fun. Let's see. My subscriber count. What the hell is mine? 21,234. 21,234. So in the March to 22K.
Yeah. And that's what, 5 years now?
Going on about 4 or 5 years, yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, almost 5. Something like that. Yeah, people have been asking me to bring back the whiteboard too, so I'll see if I can get a whiteboard.
I haven't seen that in maybe 2 years.
Topspin, the link for NFE's channel is on the screen.
Thank you, Topspin.
Yeah, thanks, Topspin, man. Bree, that's one.
Really appreciate it. So
Get a more subscriber again to 1,100, man. That's greatly. If anybody in here hasn't hit that sub button, please do. If you enjoy good content, he's a guy. He's a channel you want to be visiting. And if you do subscribe, hit the notifications as well. Cal basketball. Yeah, well, yeah.
What's supposed to call? Yeah.
Basketball.
Hockey would be fun.
Yeah,
Fun to call.
I don't enjoy the NBA like I did during the Jordan years.
Agreed.
Yeah, the Jordan years. Well, there were a lot more physical back then.
Much more physical game. Oh God, it was like the basketball and the UFC combined. It was great. Now it's completely. They have a great night, Topspin. That's why, like,
Thanks, Topspin. Have a great night.
When I was talking to AJ Brzezinski, I credited him for that way he played catcher. He was such a hard-nosed catcher. He's a very physical catcher, and that's one of the things I appreciated about him. But then they eliminated the ability of these catchers to be blocking the plates and get physical. He used to get in fights all the time, AJ Brzezinski.
Yeah, I remember watching replays of 70s, and they used to mow them down like a linebacker.
Yeah, they just collide, right? And just boom. It was great. It was great. Now you can barely touch them.
Well, they want to. It's just like when they changed the kickoff rule in football. They don't want hard collisions.
Yeah. Oh, Ken. Ooh, bird whipping Jordan's butt. Ooh. Ooh. I remember Bird saying he used to complain to the NFL, DMV managers, like, tell them, why do you have all these white guys guarding me? They can't guard me. Why? I'm insulted. You having white guys guard me. He was right, man. He was a terror on the court, Larry Bird. A terror. One of the best. One of the best ever.
Wow.
One of the best, man. Charles Barkley used to talk about it. He used to say that. Why you have all these white dudes guarding me? What's going on? I'm insulted, man. And the way he talked about it is really funny. But he obviously was part of that era. He's one of the more physical basketball players of all time. So,
in regard to basketball, whenever the Olympic basketball, the U.S. tends to dominate.
Yeah. And now, I like watching Caitlin Clark, and it looks like she's leaving the WNBA. So she's going to Europe to play. So hopefully you don't miss him. We'll see. But New York Liberty won the other day.
Yeah, I watched the game.
Championship. So, but now I heard some kind of they were talking some kind of craziness today with the referees.
Yeah, there was a missed call at the end of the game where it could have been a foul, but it wasn't called, and the opposing coach tried to make a big fuss out of it.
They got to figure out a way to keep making it. To treat Caitlin Clark like a human being. They were terrible to her this year. So now they're going to lose her, the most marketable player in the whole world, the best basketball player in the whole world, women's. You're going to lose her. Oh, well.
I think she signed a deal with Nike, didn't she?
Yeah, and she signed with the European team too. So I don't know what they're going to do now, because she's the reason why these teams are flying private jets now. She's like, instead of taking buses, and she brought so much global appeal to the sport.
Check Topspin's comment right there.
She is going to Europe, actually.
She's not going to Europe. That was a scam.
YouTube scam?
That's I didn't hear about it till you said it. Honestly,
No,
Jason,
I haven't heard anything.
he's saying Ryan Rucco debunked it.
Who?
Rucco,
Rucco.
Ryan Rucco.
Who's that?
He's an announcer in ESPN.
Well, the Indiana Fever fired their head coach.
Yes.
Let's see here.
Look, baseball is also soft compared to the 70s. The 70s, everybody. You remember how Thurman Munson used to be knocked around,
Yeah.
and George Brett was a real problem.
Yeah, this is true. Reportedly unrivaled. Whereas we're preparing a Messi-like offer for Caitlin Clark. Unrivaled women's basketball league. I don't know who's that league. I don't know who league is that, but she's gonna get paid regardless.
Yeah, she's gonna get paid. I think she already had a sneaker deal, so she's gonna.
$27 million sneaker deal right off the bat.
Yeah, so
Her base salary is like $65,000 for WNBA number one pick in the
well, the WNBA doesn't get enough revenue like the NBA does.
Yep, it's true. This is true. But anyway, gang, have a great night. Thanks so much for coming on. Tomorrow we'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay, and hopefully celebrating the Yankees winning another game. Let's take this one day at a time, one win at a time. NFE, I want to thank you for coming on. Jonathan, I want to thank you guys for coming on as
Thanks
well.
for the invite, man.
Thank
You
you.
guys are the best, and hopefully we can do
And
this again.
I'm always available anytime you want.
Tomorrow. Let's go, Yankees. Caracol, we need you to come up big, bro. We need you to come up big. So do it. Please do us. Please do it right, man. Please do the thing. Put the Yankees in game 6. Pack your bags, Yankees, because like Aaron Boone said, make sure you pack your bags because if the Dodgers are going to LA, we're going with them. So I like that. Get that confidence. Have a great night, everybody. Peace and love. Talk to you next time.